Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Friday night from Los Angeles, California, in which the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Boston Red Sox 4-1 on a grand slam by Freddie Freeman in the bottom of the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Man, the bats were asleep. The bats were silent. They had a nice little thing going there in the 8th, man, and Freddie just clapped that mug out there, man, into the right field seats out there, man, and gave the Dodgers the 4-1 win out of the All-Star break, went into the All-Star break, not doing too great. Now they come out of it, that the Dodgers represented All-Star festivities. Teoscar Hernandez winning the home run derby, Shohei getting that 3-run home run, Will Smith getting hit in that game. But the Dodgers played pretty terribly leading into the All-Star break. So to get this win in a game where the bats were predominantly silent, Pivetta was giving them all they can handle on the mound for Boston. But Gavin Stone is starting to look legit out there, man. He kept them in the game so Freddie can do his thing. Shohei with a really important hit right before that. Vargas with the walk after Vargas's cannon of a throw from left field to double up O'Neill at first base. Absolute rocket throw to get him. So shout out to Vargas, even though that bonehead play he gave up the run. Didn't give up the run, but he had a bonehead play earlier, and then Boston got a home run, and then was up 1-0. It just felt like it was just going to be one of those 1-0 games, and then they got busy and did their thing, man. But shout out to you guys for pulling up, man. Appreciate y'all. It's been a while. I don't think I've done a show since like last Wednesday, man. Your boy's been just extremely busy, still dealing with some family stuff that's tying up a lot of the time, and not just not a lot going on in the sports world. The Lakers are asleep at the wheel here. It was All-Star break for baseball, so I kind of dog days this summer-ish. Not a lot going on. Wasn't really motivated to do a stream, to be honest, with everything going on. So, but wasn't even gonna do one tonight, man. But Freddie, that grand slam by Freddie motivated me, so I'm here. We're going to talk some LA sports. There's no real format tonight. I didn't even do a thumbnail like on this video. I just pressed record and went live, man. I had no real clear plan or plot for today's show. I just said, let's pull up and kick it with the chat tonight and see who's here. Like I said, I ain't been on for a bit, so I expect YouTube to punish me. It's all good. But how y'all doing, man? I hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing great. I hope y'all enjoying your summer. Other outside of the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm not giving you much to enjoy right now. My DMs, my ats on Twitter, just getting blown up left and right. And I got a whole video devoted to that coming up. I got another Dodger video devoted to the trade deadline coming up. So I'm really excited to get into all that. It's really going to be the part of the year where I really start to lock in on baseball coverage, gearing towards that, making the shift, and might as well get started with that tonight, man. But we can talk Lakers, we can talk Dodgers, we can talk the Eminem album, man. We can talk the Big Sean record. We could talk whatever y'all want to talk right now, man. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. And like I said, appreciate y'all. Big Baby, what's good, my guy? I see you. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you, man. Go subscribe to Big Baby Sports. Doing a ton of work over there, man. Proud of you, bro. Doing a lot of good stuff over there. Saw you at Sparks practice, man. He's had everyone from ESPN 710 on his show. He's had Laker Legends on his show. He had Jeannie Buss on his show. So Big Baby Sports doing his damn thing. So shout out to him, man. Go support that dude over there for everything he's got going on. So appreciate you tuning in as always, man. Craig, what's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Great comeback by the Dodgers indeed, man. Let's see. Eric, what's going on, my guy? He says, wake up call from a recent slump. Yeah, man. They needed that. And I mean, even though the bats were kind of sluggish here, to start this game, like I said, Stone kept them in the game and made it to where they were able to, Freddie to get that moment there. And when you got all these killers and all these hitters in this lineup, man, all it takes is for one guy to, one swing of the bat, and that's baseball. And Freddie made that happen again today. Appreciate you, Big Baby. Good to be back, man. Jeremy, what's going on? Jeremy says, what's up, Empire Jet? My Pittsburgh Pirates are one game above 500. We got the best pitcher in baseball. You guys do. He started the All-Star game, man. Most dangerous team in a playoff series. They could be dangerous for sure in a playoff series if they get there. But yeah, they're a team of the future for sure. They got to get it while they can keep those guys, So they started the season great. They fell off a little bit there, and but they've got some really, really, really good young talent there. And they're going to be good for a while, for a good while, man. Happy to hear everything is great, Big Baby. Appreciate you again, as always. LA for life. What's going on, man? Loving our coaching staff, man. What do you think about the Crochet Robert trade? Dalton is a real one. So double-ended, two teams, two sports there. Yeah, so I've got a whole video to that. I'm going to chop in on that. In the meantime, hold on. Let me give me a little pick-me-up here. What? No, it's canned water, y'all. Canned water here. So here's the thing. The Dodgers are in play for a lot of things. And for those of you guys who have followed the channel for a while, know that for the guy who's pretty much known for talking basketball talk, I know a lot about baseball too. And I do baseball coverage, and I've got some pretty strong connects in the world of baseball. And I talk to them weekly. Now as this trade deadline approaches, I've got some plans to talk to them more frequently this coming week. And I hope to have some more information for you guys later on this weekend. But from what I'm hearing, these are just early conversations via text. Have not, went and had the cup of coffee with them yet, or a cup of something. But what I'm hearing right now is the Dodgers are going to leave no stone unturned. They're going to be very aggressive, and they're not going to, if they don't get the guys they want, it's not going to be for a lack of trying. So there's a few things they're going to kind of come down to as far as the guys they want to get. There's a couple of things that can derail that. But I'm going to go into more depth on that in another video. But they are definitely in on Crochet. They're definitely in on Roberts. They're definitely in on Randy Arozarena. They've been since the offseason. I've told you guys that. They're still in on him. They're still having talks every other day with Tampa Bay, I'm hearing. And we'll see what comes of that. But there's a bunch of other guys and a bunch of other teams they're talking to as well. And the Dodgers are they're gonna be very, very aggressive on this, as they should be, and they will continue to be. And I think that they're going to go out there and get a couple of guys. And White Sox deal, again, you get your starting center fielder there. You get a starting level pitcher, even though the guy's got a ton of innings pitched this season already. So we're going to go into more depth and in more detail on that in a coming video. But the answer to your question, yes, I definitely think that Crochet at Roberts trade is definitely possible. The coaching staff for the Lakers. Now let's move to the Lakers. The coaching staff, you know what? I compared to what we had with Darvin Ham, obviously with Darvin and the head coach, his staff outside of that was pretty trash as well, right? So I am intrigued, and I don't hate this staff. I'm not going to sit up here and say I love the staff, but I don't hate the staff. It all depends on how JJ lets the staff operate, and then how JJ's principles and philosophies work as well. So those alone will tell over time. It's kind of too early to tell what this coaching staff is going to be, because it's going to be a mirror coming off of what JJ does, essentially. So I'm going to wait and see approach on that. I do like the names. I do indeed like the names. And now let's see how that all transitions. I think the Lakers definitely, from an organizational standpoint, stepped up and got quality assistants. Now it's about making sure that the main guy they hired, JJ Redick, is capable of being a head coach in this league. And therefore, because if your head coach is disastrous, there's only so much assistants can do. So we've got to see what JJ can do out the gate. And if he does something well out the gate, then I think that's only going to help. And I think if they got off to a good start, then I think that those assistants can really do their work, really chime in there, really lock in on their assignments and their responsibilities, player development, etc. And then if they get off to a good start, then the player, it's just a whole different vibe. We got to stop this 2-10, 2-8, you know, like 4-6. We got to stop these starts. Like I keep telling you, the Lakers need to come out and start a season 8-2, 7-10. That's what contenders, and that's how contenders start a season. Same with the Dodgers, man. They got to come out of this all-star break wrecking shop. I told you guys, I've been telling you this all season, that I felt that the Dodgers on August 1st would be a team totally different than it was on April 1st. I still stand on that. I still believe it. I think they're going to be monsters. I think they're going to have a monster August. I think the Los Angeles Lakers are obviously in a little different situation. We're in a lot of wait and see mode for the LA Dodgers. I think for the for the Lakers. For the Dodgers, I think we know what they have. Guys just got to get healthy. If the guys are healthy, if Yamamoto comes back healthy, Glasnow is good to go when he comes back. We don't know about Muncy. Obviously, when Mookie Betts comes back, then you got the trade deadline. The Dodgers are right back there being a top 2-3 team in baseball. And even with all these injuries and all these issues, they still got over a 7-game lead in their division. They're probably the second best team in the NL. Even with all those injuries, I fear no one come playoff time. And we got the guys to do it. It's got to get healthy. I know there's concerns with Dave Roberts, but it is what it is with that. We've got to win, regardless of the fact of him, if the people have got concerns over that. But the Bats cannot go to sleep in this postseason at all. But good question. And Dalton, obviously, they stole him. They definitely stole Dalton Connect. And they got a guy that's probably going to be a top 8 player in their rotation, the way it's looking like right now. And he may play himself all the way up to starting level status or starting minutes, man, because he's absolutely killing it out there. Absolutely killing it out there. And he's doing a fantastic job. He's doing an absolute fantastic job. Give me 1 second. I want to, here we go. What is happening here? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead here. 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and generate here. So I announced in the comment section about a week or so ago that we started a Discord for Empire Jeff TV. So I'm going to drop that link in the description here. You guys can go ahead and 1 second here. Join the Discord over there. A bunch of different conversations: Lakers, Dodgers, general. 1 second here. I'm gonna put that in the chat here. Okay. What is happening here? Sorry, guys. And you guys can go ahead and join the Discord over there. And good conversations, man. Good conversations. And good place to be with us. So go ahead, pull up, join the Discord, and we can have conversations, you know, before, after, during shows, all in Discord. So I appreciate y'all who've done so already, and the rest of y'all will see y'all over there. But like I said, because on days, or in this case, it's been about a week and a half since I've done a show, right? So when I'm not able to get up here, do these hour or 2 hour streams, it's a good way to stay the community, keep it going, and keep conversations going. So, but yeah, they stole Dalton Connect, man. Like I said, I think he's going to play his way into something. Bronny's had a decent last couple of games that I still don't have high expectations for him as far as being like an NBA level player of helping this team this season. But I do think that he has a chance to, impact their G League and get his development going this season for sure. Big Baby says Eminem album is fire. Listening to it right now as I'm watching this live. Man, I'm still on that album. I've been listening, I literally listened to that album like 5 times in the first 2 days. I've listened to it almost every day since. That's some of M's best work in general, not just of his last handful of albums, but some of his best work ever, some of his greatest wordplay. For those who have ever worked in music, those who have produced music, those who've been an audio engineer, writers, producer, whatever it may be, DJs, whatever it is, for those who have that ear, you guys know the mixing on that album was next level. And for those that know, I had an independent record label for a while. I was in plenty of recording studios, plenty of live shows, plenty of mixing sessions, plenty of final raw records sent over and final mix records sent over. And I know I've heard so many great albums and great tracks that come out that the work is great, the lyrics are fire, the hooks, everything, the beat, everything's great, but the mixing wasn't crisp. It wasn't all the way right. You know what I mean? And the average person might not catch that, but for the M joint, oh my God, that's some of the best mixing you'll also ever hear too as well. And for me, like my favorite way to listen to an album is in the car. To drive around and hear it, you know what I mean? Just in that closed scenario, turn it up as much as you want, let your system hit. Yeah, I threw in a Tesla, man, and that sub was going on that joint. And man, that was just an incredible album. Me and Lucky was rolling around listening to it. And incredible work. Out the gate, he comes off spitting, man. And so many, usually like, okay, that's my joint on this album. That's my joint. But there's so many different ones on there, man. Fuel is just so powerful. JD comes on there and just bodies it. Obviously the Jelly Roll record, man. There are so many. The Guilty Conscience too on that, where it's Marshall versus Shady. So incredible, man. Just such incredible work. And like I said, the role play, the wordplay and the role playing between Marshall and M, how you switch it up kind of characters on there. And we all, I saw a tweet the night of, I don't remember who dropped it because it was like a week ago. And it was like, we got Marshall Mathers, we got Slim Shady, we got B Rabbit, we got every version of M on that album, and just absolute fire without a doubt, man. Tamika, what's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for being here as always. LA for Life says, turn Big Baby into a Dodger fan. Much respect to y'all. Yeah, Big Baby should be a Dodger fan, man. He's covered every other sport out here. But the Dodgers, I don't know how he's not a Dodger fan. I think my memory is right. Big Baby is Lakers, Chargers. He's a Charger fan. I remember always giving him hell about being a Charger fan. But the Dodger coverage is going to be great the rest of this summer, man. I'm telling y'all. So it's going to be really fun to cover these Dodgers. HC Picks, what's going on, brother? Said salute. Been a while since you went live. Yeah. Like for those that don't know, like I said, I've got a few things going on. Got a loved one that's dealing with some very severe and serious health issues, in and out of the hospital, some long nights, early mornings, and just what it is. We've all been through it. We've all dealt with it, and it's very taxing on the family. And so there's days where just doing a show just doesn't feel morally right. And there's days where I need to do it as an escape. There's days where I'm just tired. And it's been something that we're working through. And as a result of that, amongst other things, so it's just been harder to go live every night through those, with what the family's going through. So, but I appreciate you. I'm doing my best. And once a day turns into two into three, and then all of a sudden it's been a few days. I'm like, man, I ain't done a show, but you know what it is, man. Life happens, and we gotta take care of that stuff before the internet, though. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I got a lot of messages, a lot of people checking in. Like I said, I miss doing these shows. I miss being on here. But not a lot going on, not a lot happening in Lakerland. There's obviously no games going on, like real NBA games. There's summer league, but I can't even hold y'all. Haven't been able to catch all of them. Caught almost none of them live. Had to rewatch them. Like I said, just a lot going on, and I'm doing my best to try to keep up with things. And I don't want to pull up on a show and try to break down all this stuff when I don't have all the current information. right? I don't want to be that guy. I don't like stepping into situations that I don't know the situation, and being my time being extremely limited and being everything that's going on, it hasn't felt right to get up here and talk about things that I'm not actively participating in. So I've got to get back on track. I've got to lock in, and we can go from there. But as far as like the off-season stuff, obviously I'm caught up to that because there's nothing happening. There's nothing going on. So outside of that, but the Dodgers, being off for the All-Star break, nothing going on in Lakerland. It was a good time to kind of step away, take a little break here, tend to the family situation, get a little break, cleanse, get off the internet for a bit, and then pop back up on you guys. So appreciate you guys, man, for tuning in. Eminem voice is annoying. Nah, man, his voice is not annoying. Man, those lyrics are just filthy, man. That album is just nasty work, man. Nasty work. It's just obliterating everything this year, man. It's album of the year, like hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, man. Shan, what's going on, Shan? Thoughts on Russ to Denver, most likely. So thoughts on 1 second, please. Just the name Russ leads me to have to take a drink. To forget. No, Russ. So the Russ situation we kind of knew was probably done after last season. And then the second, the more and more you heard about Paul George potentially leaving the Clippers, just felt more and more like Russ was definitely going to leave the Clippers. And just wasn't really a fit there anymore. So you've got they're kind of just switching up on the fly there. I think the Clippers have made some really good moves. When you talk about a team pivoting, when you talk about them switching up, losing Paul George, the recovery of that, I think they've built out a really solid roster. I really think they do. I mean, I don't know necessarily contending status. Like, what is Kawhi going to be like last year? How was Harden going to play, a year older and everything? Every year there's something different with him. But the Clippers roster is not bad. But the Clippers spending the money to get off of that Russ contract, as far as spending the money, as far as giving up draft capital to get off of that contract, to get him to Utah, who will then basically release and buy him out. So Utah has rescued Russ twice now, which is funny. And now he gets to go to his destination of choice, which is going to be Denver. And it's going to be interesting. So I don't know. I saw people on the internet, tweet posting like the last time a team replaced KCP with Russ, the team went to hell. So good luck, Denver. Little different situation. I do find it funny that the Lakers situation and Denver situation of kind of clearing their depth off the roster and adding Russ is similar to the standpoint of they lost guys and added Russ, but the paths are different. The Lakers traded all their depth to get Russ, took in $47 million of Russ, whereas Denver let guys walk in free agency and is getting Russ on a minimum. So it's a little different. They're not taking up such a huge part of their salary to get Russ. So the situations are a little bit different. I think him with that energy playing up there in Mile High, playing next to someone like a Jamal Murray, playing with Joker, his ability to pass the ball, even though it was turnovers, he's not a great shooter, obviously. But I think he can help them speed up their tempo. And if they can keep him in check a little bit there. And, they've got a good coach in Mike Malone up there. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's a very good head basketball coach. And I don't mind that for them. I really don't. Now, we'll see how this turns out. As with Russ, it's always going to have to wait and see how this goes. But I get why they're doing it. They lost Reggie Jackson. They lost Bruce Brown. They lost KCP. They've lost guys. And they've got some young guys they're bringing up. And one thing about Russ is he is good with the young guys. Christian Braun and those guys. Russ is going to be a good vet to them. He's always been known for that. So from that standpoint, it's not a terrible move. But when it comes to Russ, it's all about, okay, let's see what happens on the actual court. We got to see what happens here. And with Russ, you always got to think and you always got to worry about that. Make sure to drop a like on the video, guys, if you have not done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, man. I know I've been away for a while, so if you're new here and you're popping up, we talk Lakers, we talk Dodgers, we talk NBA, we talk MLB, we talk hip hop, we talk a lot of things over here on Empire Jeff TV. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And like I said, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You can become a member as well. Hit the description. Or over by the subscribe button, there's a join button. And for less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for a month. It's like giving one super chat a month. Goes a long way to help the channel, and we'd greatly appreciate it. I don't believe I have it in the description because literally I did no thumbnail, no real description, no real nothing on this video. I just pressed live, and just went. So I got to clean that up after the fact. So any people who watch the replay will get a chance to see that. But right now, I kind of just jumped out the window and went live here. Let's see. Shan says, I learned today watching Dime Dropper. Lawrence Frank was never wanted him. They tried getting Brogdon. Then after the fast-paced training camp, they sold the hall for Harden. The writing was on the wall. Yeah. So, okay. So a couple of things. So shout out to Dime. That's my guy. Shout out to Dime. Great show, great content creator. Have great conversations with him whenever we talk. It's always great. So there's a couple of things here. The Clippers did try to get Brogdon. They did. There's a little, so if you go back to the stream I did right around the trade of the Porzingis trade, I did a stream that night on the Porzingis, when that Porzingis trade was kind of happening in real time with Boston. And I had said that the Clippers had 3 separate times where they had a deal in place to move Paul George that they could live with, that they liked. And they were on the cusp. They were kind of divided. You had the front office, the coaching staff, Kawhi, Ballmer. There was kind of like a difference of opinion there. So what happened is that Brogdon trade, which Lawrence Frank did want. That is facts. Lawrence Frank wanted that trade. But when the injury concern came up, now this wasn't something that the Clippers did not know about. This wasn't something that out of nowhere killed the deal. Like it was done and then they found this out and they're like, we're changing our mind here. No, it was different. Lawrence Frank wanted it, knew about that injury concern. He knew about it and was willing to do it just like Portland was. But the powers that be and people other than him didn't want that trade to get done. They were leaning towards the Harden deal, and there was also other deals potentially for Paul George, with the New York Knicks being one of those teams that were heavily in talks to acquire Paul George. So Paul George almost got traded 3 times. So in the midst of that, this is why they were so locked in on that Harden deal. So why they backed out of the Brogdon deal. The injury concern was there. It's not exactly what killed the deal. But the Clippers had other plans, and there was kind of, I don't want to say power struggle, but there was a debate. There were people who were disagreeing on what to do, and it ended up doing the James Harden move. Russ is now out of there. Brogdon went to Portland, and this happens all the time with teams. This happens, you got multiple people involved in an organization. It's not just the Lakers. People talk about Rob Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, Jeannie Buss, all these different people involved. The Clippers have a lot of people involved at that point and that time, including the late, great, Jerry West, may he rest in peace, was involved in that too. So you have Lawrence Frank, okay, you have Tyronn Lue, you have Jerry West, you have Steve Ballmer, you have all these guys involved, plus Kawhi involved in it. So there was a lot of guys involved in that process, and it ended up being that Brogdon wasn't going to be the guy. They went and got Harden. So the writing was definitely on the wall. That's a very long answer to your question, but I was trying to be as detail oriented as possible. I talked about all this on, multiple videos around that time, but no sense in sending it back into it. I figured I'd do my best to break it down for you now. Bro, the Shady album is great, man. Bro left no stone unturned. Dope flows, hella focused. I love how bro didn't force any records. Yeah, everything was great, man. When he said listen to it because it's a concept album, listen to it all the way through, like, which I do anyways. But yeah, it was phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, the mixing on that record is, I've worked with some of the most skilled engineers on this planet, some of the most skilled, talented on this planet. Okay. And I know great mixing when I hear it. And that mixing on that record, to go with his vocals, to go with his dubs, to go with his ad libs, the production, everything was fantastic on that album. And it was so good that I'm worried he's done. Like, I'm worried because if you're going to go out, that's it. Like, that's the one to do it to. But now it's like, I've seen so many different kind of conspiracy theories of what he's doing and kind of how he that's the death of some shady. He wanted to show people that he could still do it one more time. And that a guy, 51 years old can get out there and still rap like he's 24, 25, like how when he first came out, did that. Now I'm wondering, you got the Houdini, which was kind of like the Without Me, right? And then you got Guilty Conscience too. And you got all these things, right? And now people are saying, okay, now he's going to go and he's going to drop like the Marshall Mathers LP3 and kind of go to that one, maybe like a stand too, like all these different things he did on that record, a Bitch Please 3, which would be incredible. Like, and kind of button that one up too, because that's kind of known as his classic, like, best album, right? And then maybe you do like a third one, which is kind of like, so everyone thinks it's kind of like it's a trilogy that's going to end it all. So it's I don't know about that, but that record was so great that it has you wondering, like was that it? Is that it? I have no idea, but I hope not. I'm a lifelong M fan. I've been an M fan from the first time I've heard him. I will always be an M fan. And for the people to get up here and say it all of a sudden that no one listens to M when he's out here just shattering and obliterating records, he was destroying the internet, man. It was all over Instagram. It was all over Twitter. It was all over everywhere. It was all over YouTube. It was everywhere. So for anyone to get up here and say that no one listens to M when literally he just shattered and destroyed every single record possible with that album is crazy. So that just completely deads and puts that to sleep. And all he really did was a social media rollout, right? There was no big like back in the day rollout. It was all social media rollout, and he absolutely flat out killed it, man. Shout out to M. Quality Kev, what's good, bro? What's up, Jeff? How the vibes been lately? Vibes been up and down, bro. They've been up and down. Give me 1 second. I've had some, I always have blessings going on in my life, man. So, had some blessings, had some tribulations, had some stuff we're dealing with. And like I said, just like every other family and every other individual has to, right? Just me and my family or like I said, with a loved one that's dealing with some very serious health issues. And it's just something that's never going to go away. And it's at a point where it's kind of peaking, right? So as a result of that, that's been very difficult. I'm always kind of like that positive guy, that kind of glue guy, the kind of guy that tries to hold it all together and keep everybody locked in and get everyone through it, right? So in the midst of trying to do all that, and along with everything else I got going on, just YouTube, I haven't been able to really have the time for it during that stretch. But in the end, though, like, it's for the right reasons. And so the vibes have been up and down, but the spirit is good. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good otherwise. Just, you know how it is when you're dealing with a lot of stuff, there just isn't enough time in the day to get everything you need done when your responsibilities need to be stepped up. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Quality Kev. I appreciate everyone who's been, like I said, there's been a lot of people reaching out and checking on me, looking for me, making sure all is well. And I'm good personally. I've got some people around me that aren't so great right now, and it's my job to be there and do my part, right? So appreciate y'all. I missed y'all though. Facts, man. I'm telling you, I wasn't even gonna go live today, man. I was talking to my brother Chris. I don't know if he's in here. I was talking to Chris earlier, and he's like, "Just do it, go live." I was like, "Man, I'm just not feeling it right now, man." And then I still wasn't. And then Freddie hit that grand slam. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it tonight. I needed it." So. Appreciate my brother Chris if he is in here for giving me that extra push, and then shout out to Freddie Freeman for clapping that grand slam and motivating me to get up here as well. And shout out to you guys for tuning in and checking in both while I was away and while I'm here. And if you're just tuning in, like I said, check out. Let me pin this chat. Make sure to join the Discord that we created over there for Empire Jeff TV. I went ahead and pinned that in the chat. Like I said, it's a 24/7. You guys can communicate with each other. There's chat, there's live streams in there. You guys can do yourselves with each other, kind of like little mini Zoom calls with each other on there. There's different categories. There's Lakers, there's Dodgers, there's overall MLB, overall NBA. I'm gonna add, I'm gonna put a hip hop channel in there. I'm gonna bunch of different things. All the things we talk on Empire Jeff TV. You could be part of it in the Discord. I'll drop it again, but it's pinned at the top of the chat there. And go ahead and join the Discord. It's free. Some people charge for the Discords. I don't. There may be some channels on there at some point that'll be a member version of it. But there's some stuff we can do on there. We can do live streams on there where we can get wild, blast music, get all have drinks, get wild, do all that stuff. It's a little different change of pace than what you're going to see on the day-to-day of Empire Jeff TV. So it's going to be a cool little thing there, man. So I'm also building some things for the channel that I've been working on for a while that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. It's getting there. it's getting there. And I'm still fully committed and locked into the channel. And just like I said, some roadblocks along the way, man. Appreciate you though, quality Kev. Appreciate you. Shan says, don't listen to TikTok though, bros. These sensitive mofos not built for hip hop. Remember, y'all, internet is not real place. Yeah. Even like I said, internet, even like YouTube. Like there's a lot of like I don't even consider like this, I mean, there's a lot of the internet is a trap that you can really get caught up in. People take themselves way too seriously on the internet. People think their opinions matter way too much on the internet. People think that people, when they get off the internet, they literally think about them, and we don't. You know what I mean? So it's like the internet is a place where you can come give your opinion. To me, like, come give your opinion respectfully. It's a gathering type of sorts, but then you put your phone down or your computer or tablet or whatever it is down, and you go about your life, right? But there's some people that don't have that part. When they put their tablet, their phone, or their computer down, there's nothing else for them to go to. This is all they got. So like they're very prideful. They're very egotistical. They're very toxic, right? In the way they do it. They take it way too serious. And I'm going to quote the great Bronx Tale, man, and the great Chaz Palminteri, a.k.a. Sonny from a Bronx Tale. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like someone can come on here, literally obliterate me, call me every word in the book, and I literally won't even know they were alive 2 minutes later. Like I won't. You know what I mean? So, but there's some people like who just live and die by it. And so it leads to just disgusting place to be at times, which is why I love social media breaks and taking breaks from the internet, because it truly does help you cleanse, get outside, man, breathe some fresh air. It's a beautiful summer in LA, man. It ain't been too crazy hot yet. Like, get outside, man. Get outside. Get with the friends, get with the family, get with both of them. Get outside, enjoy life, get away from the internet, because the internet will turn you into an internet. It'll turn you into the internet. And the real world is out there. It's not on here. Get out there and live life, man. Because you're right. You're right. Kev says, family first, bro. It's understandable. Appreciate you. And you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Family will always be first. Always be forever first in my book. Always will be. I'll drop this channel in a second. I'll drop this channel in a second. I won't even think twice if my family, if it required me to do so. Like in a second. Won't even. I love y'all. Gotta go. See you when I see it. In a second. And don't get me wrong. I'd miss it. I love doing it. But reality is reality, y'all. Shan says, Flipper has lost 1 million followers, 1.4 million today, last I saw. I bet Harden and Kawhi get moved by the deadline. And that's not a bad take, Shan. They did lose 1.4 mil because the Russ stands are gone. So Denver is going to gain 1 point something mil, right? And some, they need to get some Advil because those Russ stands are coming. So the Mile High fans are about to get invaded by the Russ stands. And you know what, though? I want to say this, though. I want to say this, man. I think like Bron stands, and there's no shade towards Bron, and this is no shade towards LeBron fans, because there are a lot of great LeBron fans, right? There's a lot of them. But there is, just like Laker fans, just like toxic Laker fans, there is a pocket and a big chunk of LeBron fans and stands that make the rest of them look really bad, right? Just like a pocket of Laker Nation that's toxic and make the decent Laker fans look bad. If any fan base, any player fan, any team fan base, every fan base has them. Okay. So the difference is, though, that Russ fan base is just so bitter. I made a joke on Twitter, and I was like, if anyone needs to learn how to properly fill out the change of address form on the government or post office website, just reach out to a Russ stand, because they've perfected it. I was kidding, right? Bro, when I tell you some of the craziness that came my way just for posting that. And here's the thing. I say that to say this. One, I was kidding. Two, I'm supportive of Russ. I sympathize with him. I've said on numerous occasions, the man on the basketball court is borderline a disaster at this point of his career. Let's be real. They wanted to blame the Lakers for everything, and that was fair. He did not work here, didn't fit here. There's a million reasons why. He did fit better on that Clippers team. There's a million reasons why. But at the end of the day, the end result was the same, but the path wasn't the same. Just like how I said how Denver ended up with Russ was a way different path on how the Clippers got rid of Russ. All different, okay? However, at the end of the day, I'm still going to stand on this. And I will continue to stand on this because Russ the man, Russ the person, Russ the philanthropist, good dude, great dude, does great for the community, great for the schools, not just Los Angeles, but in every city he's played for. OKC, Houston, Washington, LA. He still does in those cities, even once he's been gone from for years. So in a world where we criticize people for doing not enough, I'm not going to sit here and act like Russ is a dirtbag because he's had some bad luck on the court. But the man in the community, fantastic stand-up guy. And I will continue to say that I salute him. He's done great work in the community. And a lot of it people don't even know about. I know about it. And what I'm saying is he's done great things for our city and other cities. So shout out to Russ, man. But outside of that, Russ the basketball player, Russ the fit with the lady, that's all different. That's all fair game. That's all fair game what happens on the court. But when it's outside those lines, it's different to me. So shout out to Russ the man. But Russ the player, get on, man. You know what I mean? But Russ the man, shout out to him. Totally different situation, though. Shan says, also, Jokic, Murray are in their prime, and they got more of an identity. Lakers gutted their identity. They gutted their depth, their identity. Didn't work with Vogel. There's a million reasons why that went wrong with the Lakers, like I said. And it wasn't all Russ's fault. It wasn't. He had some blame. Absolutely. He had a lot of blame, as does Braun, as does AD, as did Vogel, as does Pelinka, as does Genie. Oh, there's a lot of blame. If you guys follow my journey here on YouTube, you picked up on the fact that I don't blame any singular person in a mess. I don't. You guys know I did not fully blame Darvin Ham. I still don't. You guys know I did not fully blame Frank Vogel. I still don't. I don't fully blame Rob Pelinka. And I probably won't ever fully blame him. Because Laker fans shift their entire blame. First, it's all Russ's fault. Then it's all Darvin's fault. Now it's all Pelinka's fault. At the end of the day, who's the only guy on YouTube that's been standing here telling you for a year now that the Lakers have bigger problems than just Darvin Ham? It is not just Darvin Ham. Who's been that guy? Right here. Right here. That's me. I've been telling you guys for a year. I've been blocked. I've been muted. I've been talked about. And I'm still screaming F the free word. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But what I'm saying, though, there are bigger problems with the Lakers than any of these one guys. It was all thrown into a pot and mixed up and came out as ish. And we still got it in the system. So they definitely gutted it. They've been trying to put that back together ever since. And the way I kind of look at the Lakers post 2021, have y'all ever had a car that y'all ever had like a brand? So y'all ever had like a brand new car, brand new, got it off the lot. You were the first owner, the only owner. And man, you ride it around for like 6 months. You still treat nothing like it's brand new. That's still your baby, right? You still washing it like you should. The inside is kept right. Like, it still got that new car smell to it. In 2021, the Lakers still had that championship smell to it. They lost it because the team got hurt and it was the whole bubble tag. All that happened. But you still had that new chip smell to it. You heard? And then all of a sudden, that car gets into an accident. Just pow. All jacked up. Now that car, it wasn't a total loss, but now it's salvaged. Now it can still be driven, it can still be sold, you got to disclose it, but it's not the same car. You don't love it the same. It's not the same thing. You could drive it or have that 3 more years, but it ain't the same thing, man. The Lakers need to get that brand new car back. They've been driving a salvaged vehicle since 2021, man. And that's kind of what it is. But they had that car. They had that new car smell. They had that new chip smell. And they wrecked it. And they just got to get a new one. And it's 3 years later, 3 summers later from the summer of 2021. And they're still trying to find that car. And that's where we are. And you're absolutely right, Shan. Absolutely right. Nuggets have to make another move. Yeah, they definitely do. Miguel, what's going on, my guy? He said, I love it, Jeff. Denver's for sure a top 4 or 5 seed now. Yeah, they definitely dipped. They took a step back, right? So you lose KCP. You basically give away Reggie Jackson for free. You lose Bruce Brown the summer before. Yeah, they're definitely not a 1 or 2 seed in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe Murray takes a tremendous leap again. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. expands his role, plays great. I mean, their starting 5 is still solid. Their depth has definitely taken a hit, most definitely taken a hit. So they're gonna have to deal with that for sure. Quality Kev says, do you actually watch Olympic basketball? And if so, what do you think about the team so far? I've checked in on it. I've watched some replays. I've checked on it. I mean, it's kind of what I expected. Embiid coming back from a season where he was hurt most of the year, not in great shape. He's not playing great. AD, who had one of his best seasons in a while, has been healthy, has been fresh, been locked in. He had weeks off, so now he's playing again, looking fantastic. I don't mind AD off the bench. I don't mind him playing minimal minutes. I almost wish he wasn't playing, to be honest. So, but outside of that, it's going about as expected. And they're going to get the gold and they'll come home. And I hope just Bron and AD don't use a bunch of energy out there and come back like Austin did last year. So it's about what I expected. I wouldn't mind if AD got 10 minutes a game, bro. Like, I would not mind that. I'm not out here acting prideful out here, my Laker pride, saying play AD 25 minutes and start him. Nah. We're not doing that, Kurt. We're not doing that, Steve Kerr. No. I got no complaints. I've got no, like I told you, man, my basketball heart, my basketball heart is at a slow pace right now. It's resting. My resting rate is good. It's chilling. I found my inner basketball piece. I'm just kind of just chilling because one, I can't do nothing about it. 2, there's not a whole lot going on. And 3, I believe something will happen. I don't know when, I don't know who, I don't know where. But outside of that, I'm not entirely all excited about basketball right now. I haven't been really since December. I've told you guys. My basketball season ended in December. As soon as the in-season tournament ended, it was like a season ended then, and then the next season was just awful. And it's kind of been in that situation since December. So I've been kind of like numb the last few months when it comes to basketball. I've been here, I've been doing the content, I've been doing everything. I've been locked in on what I'm trying to do. But like the fan in me, the excitement in me of the love of it, of the happiness, the joy, that's been gone for a while. Now the joy of talking the game, working the game with you guys, doing all that, like that's still there. But the actual joy of watching Los Angeles Lakers or just basketball in general it's been kind of on life support since December. And so it's been really hard for me to really get excited about the game right now because it just hasn't been fun. So hopefully that changes next season. I'm going to be watching regardless. I'm going to cover it regardless, but just ain't been very fun, to be honest. I need some fun. That's why these Dodgers, man, and the NFL coming back. Look, my football team been trash. So I got the Giants coming back. I'm already tight about that because I'm like, oh, man, me and Lucky going to be here every Sunday watching these Giants. Like, really, again? And then, the Lakers, what they going through. The Dodgers got to pull this off for me, man. Dodgers got to pull this off for me, man. They got to. Go, James, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you pulling up, Chris. Salute to you. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Quality Kev says, Dime dropper Rams be hilarious. Happens often since he's a supporter of the Clippers. Yeah, Dime is great, man. He's great. Sorry. I've got to get this drink before it gets warm. Great game. Salute to you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, I know it's been a while, been tied up, but I appreciate y'all. Your support. You're checking on me and making sure everything is good. Appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna do my best to do a couple shows this weekend. It's just with everything going on, it's been hard to really carve out the time, man. Shan says, apparently Russ was PG signing when Frank discussed what he wanted in a point guard, basically described Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley. Yeah, no, exactly. No, I mean, it really was. It was Russ was PG's guy. So he's trying to do trying to do their guys solid, try to help them out. And, teams do that for their number 1 and number 2 guys. They do that. And the Clippers, and he filled a need there. And like I said, getting a guy like Russ on the minimum 2 years ago was the right move for the Clippers. And they had the perfect team for a guy like Russ at the time. But when you trade a lot of those other guys away to get Harden, then you kind of just created a situation that didn't really fit and didn't really work. Shan says, if the Lakers make no moves before training camp, I have no expectations, man. B-ball is 50% chemistry. You can't just lollygag a whole season and then pray for a miracle at the deadline. Absolutely. Facts. So here's my thing. If this is the team that we start the season with, I will not be happy. I won't be happy, but I'm not going to throw my fits now because it does no good. I won't be happy if this is the team we start the season with. Now, this might be the team we start the season with, but I'm not going to love it if that's the case. Definitely not going to love it if that's the case. I will be displeased at that point, but I'm not happy now. But there's just nothing I can do. Nothing that I can do to change it, right? So, but it's man, I just hope this is not what starts, man. Chris, what's going on, brother? We're just talking about you. Appreciate you, man. The graphic god, appreciate you for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate the nudge earlier, trying to push me to go live. I appreciate you, man. Patrick, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in as well. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Shan says, hey, man, if Trump gets elected again, Marshall gonna do some ish. Trust me. Oh, yeah, he will. And I think he will do stuff even leading up to the election, right? Because they got their own little battle. The Candace Owens line that he did was comedy on that one, too. The wordplay he did with the Diddy, oh man, did he spell rapper without the P? No, he didn't spell rapper without the P. Did he? Oh man, that was we talk about the Keefe D and oh my god, man. The wordplay on that one was ridiculous. But if you ever listen to the album, I'm telling you, Guilty Conscience 2, man, where he's spitting at Shady, and Shady is telling him all he did for Marshall. What even when Marshall's trying to get rid of him, and then he kind of buttons it up at the end and talks about, all right, okay, Benzino, Ja, all of his enemies, and be like it's over, bah, right? Like that whole thing, that song was so genius, absolutely incredible, man. Laker Girl, what's going on, Laker Girl? Says salute, brother. Empire Jeff, thank you for supporting me the other day. Hey, you're welcome, appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thank you for always supporting me. Make sure to check out Laker Girl's channel, man. She got a channel over there. She's doing great things too. Make sure to pull up, subscribe to her channel. She's had some great guests on of late as well. So go ahead and check her out, as well as Big Baby, as I mentioned earlier. Great work going on there. She's building a really strong community. A lot of the same people you'll see, so you'll feel right at home. So go ahead and check out Laker Girl, man. Go support her. She does great work. She also supports Every's channel as well, man. Patrick says, Jeff, are you sold with what Trevor Lane was saying, that the Lakers front office is anticipating a capture the flag tanking race this season and is looking to exploit the tanking teams? I didn't see that video, so I don't want to speak too much on something I'm basically speaking on just the part that you mentioned. I don't know how deep he went into it. I don't know what examples he gave. I don't know any of that. However, I will say that yes, I think that is I have heard that, and it's not just the Lakers. Several teams are believing that's going to be the case, which is why you see a lot of teams saving spots. A lot of teams aren't really going crazy with the money. You got all these other guys available still. So yes, I know that to be true because I've heard that. And now I don't know if that's smart, because the Lakers now are not in a position where they can even get a buyout guy because they're above the first apron. They don't have much room that they could do, being only $45,000 away from the second apron. So no matter what move they make, they have to take less back, essentially. It does handcuff them a little bit. That is a risky game, but it's a game they might have to play. And yes, I have heard that. I heard that weeks ago. So yes, I do believe that to be true. As far as teams are thinking that, and not just the Lakers, teams are thinking that. But teams also thought that the trade deadline might have been a little busier last year. It was dead. And teams did not anticipate how the summer was going to go with this new CBA. And like Ramona Shelburne said, there's one thing to prepare for it. There's another thing to be in it. And I could tell you this as a guy that's been talking to the CBA for over a year and a half now, that I've been telling you guys that people seem to be only paying attention to the pieces of the CBA that they see like on YouTube or Twitter that just dials into like certain aspects of player signings, trades, and stuff like that. They're not diving into the full spectrum of what the actual CBA is. When you see, and I've been telling y'all that this summer was the first real true boogeyman new CBA, the true full-fledged full meal. We got the appetizer last summer. This summer was the full meal. I told y'all this. Teams are recognizing that and noticing that now. And as a result of that, you've got teams kind of sitting back like, I don't really know how we should go here. This new CBA is why Bob Myers is no longer in Golden State. This is why that Clipper assistant GM left and went to Washington. This is why Tim Connolly is not signing long-term in Minnesota until he sees how they're going to pivot. Like, this is why Phoenix probably, after this season, probably blows it all up. This is why Boston, even though they've signed all those guys and now the owner is selling and getting the heck out of Dodge and checking out, why that team is not going to be kept together. This is why you're seeing teams like the New York Knicks and you're seeing Jalen Brunson taking like $90 million price cuts. Why you see Mikal Bridges willing to do the same now. Why you saw LeBron flirt with the idea of doing so. All of this is because they're seeing the ramifications of this, right? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people aren't liking the new CBA because of this. They say it sucks. They say it's whack. But at the end of the day, it's what's making it competitive. It's what's making that balance there. And the same people right now that are crying, screaming that they hate this new CBA were the same people that were crying and screaming how much they hated the fact that the Clippers could do anything they wanted, that the Phoenix Suns could do whatever they wanted, that the Bucks could do whatever they wanted, that the Boston Celtics teams can do whatever they wanted, that the Miami Heat could do whatever they wanted. The same people that were crying about them being able to spend at will are now crying when they're not able to spend at will. So that, like I said, there's no pleasing certain people. But the new CBA does not suck. It's just going to take some time to get used to. Teams have to be smarter. Teams have to make better deals. Teams have to make better draft picks. Teams have to keep their draft picks. So, and on the spectrum of things, when you look at it, the Lakers not just throwing around or giving away them picks like it's candy, not subscribing to that F them picks mentality is the right mentality to have in this new CBA. Now, I know a lot of people aren't ready for that. I know a lot of people aren't wanting to hear that. I know everyone's got that instant gratification, infomercial mentality, right? But it's not the new world of this NBA that we currently reside in. It just isn't. And it's not going to be for the foreseeable future. So you're going to have to get your mind wrapped around the fact that transactionally, butchered it the first time, you have to lower your expectations a little bit. Things aren't going to be flying off the hook like crazy, okay? They're not. And the Lakers, we talked about this on previous videos. The Lakers went into this offseason with about $5 million to spend. They did not have a ton of options. Braun flirted with the pay cut idea, but no one he was willing to take the pay cut for was coming for that midi. No one was coming for the money the Lakers wanted to get. The Lakers weren't about to promise starting positions to guys who didn't deserve it. So at the end of the day, they didn't have a lot that they could do. Not a lot they could do. Now, things can still happen. Things can still fall in their lap. Dalton Connect fell in their lap. So there's some things that can still happen. But, you know, people out there think the Lakers had means to get all of these people. Not just big tripping, man. Y'all just big tripping. Get on Amazon and get yourself a calculator. LA for Life says, what would you say if Soto was possibly seeing some guys say it's possible on X? Wait, sorry. Well, hold on. What would you say if Soto was a possibility? Oh, seen some guys say it was possible on X. Sorry. So I'm assuming you mean in this winter, because there's no way the Yankees are trading him. He did stir up things a little bit, saying that he wanted to play with Ohtani. That could be gamesmanship. That could be him negotiating through the media. Look, the Yankees are going to offer a ton of money to Juan Soto. The New York Mets are going to offer a ton of money to Juan Soto. I'm sure the Yankees have a number they won't go to, as they did with Yamamoto. I think the Mets will probably offer more than the Yankees. I'm not so sure how much Soto wants to go to the Mets. And maybe the Dodgers will have conversations. Maybe they'll try that traditional Dodger approach of a short-term deal with a high AAV to try to get him to take a short-term deal and then become a free agent again. But I don't know how realistic it is that he's a possibility there. I mean, he's going to command between $500 and $600 million potentially, depending how he finishes out this season and the postseason. And if the Yankees get to the World Series or win it, he's going to get a bag. Now, does he feel that maybe he can get a short-term deal with crazy money and then do another one in 2 to 3 years? Because he's still very young. For a guy that's going to, for the money he's about to get, he's young. So maybe there's a world where that happens. But that's a pipe dream right now. But I saw that too. I saw that. King, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. Make sure to pull up on my brothers for We Talk Mavs. Like I said, great guys, great content. They're everywhere. We Talk Mavs on every social platform. Check them out. They got some great stuff on the summer coverage on Playback, as well as our YouTube channel. You guys all know that I have often told you that it's good for you to step outside your comfort zone and listen to other teams' coverage so you can get a true around the league feel of what other teams and fan bases are going through, right? And We Talk Mavs is, I'm biased. They're my favorite non-Laker content. They do fantastic work. So make sure to go give them a sub. I've been on their show before. Lakers Fast Break does work with them. They've just great guys. They're part of our community. They're part of our, we do work together all the time. Make sure to go support them. They're a big time supporter of mine and many other channels that cover the Lakers. We Talk Mavs. Going to pull up to them. Like I said, great work. Appreciate you, King. To be honest, though, every great player got toxic stands, in my opinion. That's a fact. So when I say that, every team, every great player. So when I say that, that's not like singularly towards them. You're 100% correct. You're right. No doubt. Great Game says, bruh, I don't know what happened. Everyone biased to a certain degree. That's more facts. I agree. Flippers crashing down. Here's the thing, though, man. I don't think the Clippers are like, I don't think this is like tragic. Like what happened. They let Paul George walk. Harden's role will increase. They got some really good players, solid role players there. I don't think the Clippers are a disaster. Now maybe that's me, but I genuinely don't think they're a disaster. I hope they are, but like I said, the pivot moves that they've made, they've got below the aprons, they got below the tacks, they got below all this, not below the tacks, they got below way down on things, man. They're below the first apron. They're definitely obviously below the second apron. They're in my opinion, they're being smart. There's no way the Clippers just let Paul George walk for free. He did not leave the Clippers. The Clippers left him. The Clippers basically said no to everything he'd asked for, basically pushing him out the door. So Paul George got dumped in this situation. Paul George didn't dump the Clippers. It was the other way around. Shan says, I personally think Russ as a starter isn't an issue. Just don't close games. It's not rocket science. He was balling consistent prior to Harden. Harden, to me, has a bad history with point guards. Yeah, he was playing well, but like I said, you're right. You can't finish games. Turnover ratio and his clutch moments. He's had moments where he had some good moments at the end of a game, but he's had multiple where he had bad moments at the end of a game. So I agree. It's really hard to get him in that situation. He's going to hurt your team majority of the time. And, it sucks but it's just the case. It just is what it is. Harden is so ball dominant. He can't cut, can't play D, never shoots off the catch, never sets screens. He also plays like 40 minutes, so never made sense to pair him with any point guards, a choker. It's why he won't win. Yeah, he's not ideal to play with a lot of type of guys. And he's like a guy like a Russ, where if you put him on a team and he's by himself, he could probably get you into a play-in, into a playoff. But outside of that, yeah, he's not a guy that you're going to, take to a championship, or it's going to take you to a championship. Man. What players do you think will make anyone around them better? I say the easiest players to play with are Jokic and Curry, given their skill set. Don't mean they're the best, but it's obviously about adaptability. Yeah, like guys that can, that can make you better, that knows how to get you in your spots. Even at his age right now, Chris Paul's still capable of doing that with guys. Like there are players in the league that if you're on the team with him, that just his presence, his court vision, Braun still has it when he wants to. But these are older guys, Braun, CP3. If you're talking about like some of the up and coming guys, like Luka could if he wanted to. If Luka didn't want to dribble, and that's the thing, Harden could if he wanted to. Harden could pass the ball great if he wants to. There's a lot of these guys, Kyrie, if he wanted to. But as far as like the guys who do it, you have to look at some of these guys that are just like point guard first point guards, and there's not a lot of those guys that are like that anymore. There are a lot of the older guys, like the Brons, the CP3s, the Mike Conleys, like those guys who can actually like run the show. You know, someone like a Drew Holiday kind of, but there's not a lot of those up and comer guys that do that. Now there's guys, like I said, that don't, but it's a different type of game now. And the guys that are coming up that could kind of do that, like John Morant could do that. You know what I mean? Like guys that can break down the defense, get to the paint at will, and then free up their guys. Those guys are extremely valuable to role players, but they have to be willing passers. They have to, sacrifice 4 or 5 shots a game. So it's more of a mentality thing than it really is a skill set, because all these guys have the skill to do it for the most part. Like they have it. But they choose not to because they don't get paid to do that, right? They know that there's more money, there's more sponsorships, there's more everything in scoring and in building your own brand. There's always more of that than there is in doing it the other way. So now Chris Paul, like that's why when you see a lot of these guys who did it before, they came from an era where guys got paid for that. The Steve Nash, like the CP3s, the Deron Williams, even though he's a little bit more scoring centric, but guys that would like play the point, right? Now they could score, but they would get guys buckets. So like when you think about it now, you got guys who can score, but they could pass, but they don't. When you had guys back in the day who could score, but they really didn't as much because they sacrificed. So it's just a different game. And if you look at the point guards and the centers of today's game, it pretty much shows you why it's so different, because those type of players aren't really incentivized anymore. Chris says, I've never attacked Westbrook, the person. I had issues with him as a player on the Lakers. Yeah, a lot of guys did, and a lot of guys still do. And him on the Lakers, I still don't like. But Russ the man, stand up dude, man. Lakers front office is crickets. It is right now, Craig, for sure. Purple and gold, what's up, my guy? Hey, Jeff, are we having any tractions regarding with the Jazz players, LM or Walker Kessler or something? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think anyone knows. Look, I talked to people like last week, and I mentioned like, are you like hearing anything? Like, are they even having talks, or is nothing? And they're like, no one knows anything. Like, there's nothing. There's like nothing going on right now. So it's either like they're talking to 1 or 2 teams and it's not out there, or they're just like not doing anything right now. They're not active. Like, I don't know, but I haven't been able to get like, even like, you guys know me for a while. I've heard that they've been in on Bruce Brown for like a year, right? And I heard that like that's even like gone quiet. Like they haven't heard that in like 2 weeks. And that's something that's been literally talked about for a year. And that's gone quiet. So I have no idea. So they're either talking to a team that we don't know about and nothing ever leaked, or they just said, okay, we'll holla. We'll get back to y'all when we're ready to do something. But I don't know. Nobody knows. And I think it's evident because you hear like, the newsbreakers don't got nothing. The beat writers don't got nothing. There's nothing out there. And I know it's frustrating. I know we're thirsty for information. We want details. I get it. There just isn't a bunch to be had right now. There just isn't. And as frustrating as that is, it's just the reality. I mean, got no choice but to kind of wait and sit through it. Pretty much is all we got to do. Shan says, wouldn't mind Kuzma back. I think as a 3rd or 4th, he'd be cool. Now that he'd have an actual role. The first stint was finding himself and the offense was stagnant. Yeah, but I mean, they want 2 first-round picks for him. I'm definitely not doing that. And he pretty much plays the 4 at this point. That's what Braun plays. So, there's gonna be some redundancy there, like you got with Rui. So you need a legit wing, you need a legit point guard, and you need a bruising big. More than you need like another swing forward, like Kuzma, right? So if you're gonna use those picks, like I don't think Kuzma's the guy. Right? I don't think he's a guy. You need like a wing or a legit guard. A bruising big making less than 14 mil would be ideal. Those are going to be hard to find. There's a name I have in mind. There's a player I have in mind. I don't know his availability. He has a very good contract. He's on a team that doesn't really need him. And he'd be perfect for this Laker team. Perfect. And he has not been linked to this Laker team at all. I've heard no rumors about it. I've heard nothing. But he'd be perfect. The money's right. His style of play is right. He'd be great next to AD in some certain situations when you need like a really solid, legit big. He's not linked to the Lakers at all. At all. So this is what I'm hoping for, right? Is this going to be someone that no one's talked about, that no one's hype over, and it's just going to come out of nowhere? That's what I'm hoping for. And to me, that player is Steven Adams. Money's right. One of the, if not the strongest big in the league. 15, 20 minutes. Strong defender, strong rebounder, tough, great pick setter. He'd be great. Money's nice, low, not long term. Houston don't need him. They don't need him. He'd be great for me. But there's no link to him whatsoever. None. Let's see. I hate to say it, but if USA basketball team lose, it is actually a good for world basketball. Really? I think Kuz can be this team's Aaron Gordon, PJ Washington. I just don't think, like I said, I think we're going to get some of the same redundancy we have with Rui and Braun. What's going on, Matt's Takes? What's going on, sir? Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure to go support Matt over on his channel, man. Phenomenal work. We're trying to line something up so I can go over there and do a show with him. He does incredible work. Great content creator. Truly dedicated. Happy I found his channel. I've subscribed, so make sure to go over and subscribe to Matt's Takes. Like I said, great guy, great channel, great content. You guys won't be disappointed. Head on over there. Appreciate you, brother. Micah, what's going on, brother? It's an Empire Jet TV. What up, bro? Been a minute for me. I'm ready for the season to start. Let's see what we got. Sometimes I feel like giving up on this franchise, but my feelings will end soon. Yeah, that's what it is, man. We got no choice, right? We here. We ain't going nowhere. We Laker fans. So it is what it is. And Micah, me and you double depressed, man. We got the Lakers situation. We got the New York Giants situation, man. It's so bad right now, man. But we got to believe. You got to believe something can happen. Even though it's not looking great. And I'm not trying to be foolish. But like I said, we could talk till we're blue in the face of things that are wrong with this roster, things that are wrong with this front office, things that are wrong with that coaching staff. This is all old hat. We know this already. I don't need to kick the dog anymore. There's plenty of other channels doing it. I don't need to do it. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. And if nothing happens, then I'm going to have to continue to keep waiting because that's all I can do. I have no say in the situation. LA for Life says, Jeff, what you think about Caitlin Clark? I seen a vid about her path. Real deal. Great talent. Here's the thing. I might be the only guy in the world who isn't eating the meal that everyone's forcing everyone else, which is the WNBA. Like, I have nothing against it. I got no problem with it. I just have not watched it. I have no time. So it's no shade, it's no disrespect, but I'm the wrong guy to ask. I have no clue. I know the names, obviously. I hear the names. I hear the drama. I hear all this. I've watched probably less than a total of 2 minutes of WNBA basketball in my life. And only because I just don't have the time. But I hear like the rumor out of the draw. I see all that, but I don't really have an informed opinion on it because I don't watch it. But you don't got to watch it to know that girl's a star. You don't got to watch it to know that she's damn near single-handedly carrying that league. There are other athletes and players that are fantastic, obviously, but she's the cash cow. She's the one that's taken it to this radar. She's the one that's put it on this level of viewership, because all those other players were in the league last year and a couple of years before. But until she got there, they got private chartered flights, all these things, right? So shout out to her, because there's no secret what she's bringing to the table. There's incredible athletes, incredible ball players just like her. But let's face it, nobody cared enough until she got there. So it is what it is. And this is a guy that doesn't watch it. So I'm the perfect guy to tell you. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Now more people care because it's a little bit more trendy. It's something to do in the summer. Social media got a hold of it, which is great for the league. And I hope they continue to do great. I hope they do well. I hope her and all those other athletes do fantastic. No shade. I just don't have time to watch it. But definitely going to give her credit. Obviously, I know the name Angel Reese too. Give her credit. They're different. Obviously, they bring different attention, right? Like, she's more outspoken, taking what's hers, which she should do if she's not getting her proper credit. And you got Caitlin Clark, who's getting the credit and getting some attention she's not even asking for and doing the best she can to deal with it, right? But outside of that, maybe it leapfrogs that league into the next tier. Hopefully it does, but I don't watch it enough at all. Miguel says, Lakers won't get their new car until the summer of 2026. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the true target, though, Miguel. I've been saying that for 2 years. So I'm right there with you, man. Judah, what's up, my brother? Wrestling is fire. The Bloodline story, killing it. You'll get more excitement covering that. I don't know nothing about wrestling. Nothing. I haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid. But shout out to my guy, Lowe, LOE, Lakers over everything, man. He's got a great wrestling channel over there. Check him out. I know nothing about wrestling, bro. Nothing. Will you do an album reaction to Eminem? Yeah, I will. So I'm going to do that on another platform. So I've got an announcement soon. I just want to be making announcements when I'm not really doing content as much right now. But obviously I announced obviously my site, Legend of Culture, which you guys have not seen it. The Slim Shady drop is over. So for those who didn't pull up and see it, the Slim Shady drop is over. But you can go to, let me go in and put in the chat right now. 1 second here. You can go on over to legendsofculture.com. I've got Empire Jeff TV merch. I've got the shirts. I've got the drinkware. I've got the logo tees, the pints, the tumblers over there. You can also get it from the shop section on my YouTube channel, but it'll take you to legendsofculture.com. We had a Death of Slim Shady collection that ran its course that is now gone and sold out. But follow me on my IG at Empire Jeff or on Twitter at Empire Jeff _ to see the next drops of what's coming. Because like I said, the Slim Shady one was fire. man, those things were incredible. But those are no longer available. And right now you can get the Empire Jeff TV merch over at legendsofculture.com, or you can go to the channel and you can click on the shop store section, and you can buy it directly from there as well. Great way to support the channel. Would greatly appreciate it, as well as the Discord that we posted. That's pinned to the top of the chat to further support the channel as far as just communication and conversations. Discord is free to pull up in there. So, but head on over to legendsofculture.com to get your Empire Jeff TV merch. And like I said, got me some of the cups, the tumblers, man, drinking out of those while I do the shows. So appreciate y'all who ordered some already. There's been a few, just barely launched it. Shout out to everyone who got the Death of Slim Shady and the Slim Shady collection. Fire, incredible work. As you know, graphic guy, Chris, just the best in the business. Killed it as usual. But go ahead and check those out. We greatly appreciate it, man. Patrick says, non-basketball related, Jeff, who you want to win, a zombie president or a Hitler president? I wish we didn't have either, man. I I stay away from politics for obvious reasons. But I wish we had neither. I mean, I'm of the opinion now that we just don't have a viable candidate almost in any sanction of government. There are some good people that do good work, but they're just not at the top, right? And by the time they get there, they probably sold their soul, and they're not who they were along the way that you kind of became a supporter of. So there was a time in my day where I considered politics, for the simple fact where I was recruited for politics. I had a very, very growing, guess you could say, future voting base, being running a travel program, being a big part of the community, winning volunteer of the year for the entire city of LA. Like, I had a very good base that could have been relevant to politics, right? I considered it, sat in on some things. I just didn't like the other side of it, you know, and realizing what was going to have to be done and things like that. The early offset would have been good. Community outreach and public service and all this stuff was great. But then when you start meeting a couple people and people that are trying to kind of take you under their wing and seeing kind of how they do things, and it just wasn't for me. So kind of had a little insight of politics. I've worked with politicians in the past, and it's just it is not a very great place to be for those who obviously have a soul to a point. It's not for me, man. Matt says, yeah, an album reaction would be awesome. But yeah, I think it's a week late. So I don't know, like, if people, there's a million of them out there already. But if you want me to do one, I will. But obviously it won't be on YouTube. If you guys want to do that, we can do that somewhere else. There's plenty of options where we can do that at. But let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know on the Discord. Let me know on social media. Let me know if you want that reaction, and I'll do it. And I can even, have other people involved on that. It's such a great album. So if you haven't heard it, and you want to, and you want it to be a reaction, that's something we can definitely make happen. Definitely make happen. Shan says, Rui for Bogey from the Hawks would be beautiful. I like Bogey. Bogey got a little bit more clutch DNA than people think, man, especially when he was playing in Europe. Like, he's got that in him. He's solid. He's kind of been under the radar since he's been in Atlanta, kind of like DeJounte Murray a little bit. But he is he's a solid dude, man. He's a definitely solid dude. So what we got going on here? Okay, I guess hold on. What is happening here? Got a weird let's see, people shouting each other out. Matt says, yes, overall, the league has done a great job of making the league ultra competitive. You can see the evidence by the fact there hasn't been a repeat champ since 2018. Facts, Matt. And that's exactly why they doubled down on this new CBA, was to get it to where the parity and the competitive balance is there, which I like. And again, it's the same people who have been complaining about dynasties or teams winning every year or teams being able to buy champ, all these different things that people were complaining about. The league fixed, and they're still not happy, because you know why? Some people are never happy. They're just miserable. Let them live in their misery. Let's live in the real world. Don't fall for it. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. At this point, bro, either go all in or don't compete. Well, I mean, you don't want to be in the middle in the NBA. You want to be in the lottery or at the top. You don't want to be in the middle area. That's no point. You're not getting high-level lottery picks. You're not competing. But the thing with the Lakers is the Lakers ownership has figured out that even if they do just enough, get to the playoffs, win a round, couple of rounds, go out in the first round, whatever it may be, they figured out that it doesn't hurt their bottom line. It doesn't hurt them. Matter of fact, when the Lakers are doing bad, the coverage is crazy. Their brand is everywhere. You know that thing they say about publicity is all publicity is good publicity. And the Lakers just stay relevant, whether they're great, whether they're terrible, it doesn't matter. So at some point in their heart of hearts, like, we might as well just take our money. And while I don't agree with that, it's not like people are going to magically stop showing up. It's not like people are going to stop buying Laker merch. It's not like people are going to stop paying for $20 beers when they go watch them. It's not like people are going to stop watching games. It's not. So the amount of people that are like throwing the tantrums and getting crazy, like they don't even feel that. They don't feel that because they look at their bank account, and while it's not what a Steve Ballmer is or anything like it, it's good enough for them. It's good enough for them. Let's see. Quality Kev says, golden question, Jeff. Tams or In-N-Out? Ooh. I love me a hood burger, man. Not just Tams. Tams, Tom Jr., Queens. When I say hood burger, the char spots, right? Char burgers, the old school, those greasy ass fries in a bag that you can see the grease through the bag, the ketchup packets. You know, they're different. So, Quality Kev, here's one thing about burgers, and I tell people this all the time. I fancy myself as kind of a burger connoisseur in a way, right? I love me a good burger. I can make a killer one myself. When it comes to a burger, I feel that I got to be careful with this because some of these places are drive-thrus. I've often said that In-N-Out's the best drive-thru burger you can get. Of the chains. Tams has chains, though. Damn it. Of the major chains, right, is In-N-Out. But the mom and pop spot, the smaller chains like a Tams, like I said, Tom's Jr., around my way, we got one called Queens Burger. Oh, my God. All the char, hood, old school, classic char burger spots. I love those. But you get like a place like Five Guys, a place like Shake Shack, Whataburger. Like, none of them are the same. So, like, for people to be like, which one's better? Like, you really can't. Because there's more. It's like comparing like it's like different pastas. They're not the same. Not all pastas are the same. Not all pizzas are the same, right? So a burger, to me, In-N-Out is the best drive-through establishment burger. And then you get to like the classic old school style ones like the Tams and like those. I'll take those 10 times out of 10. Like give me that hood burger 10 times out of 10, man. Fire. I love me some In-N-Out. And I know there's this like raging, like new fad, like new trend to hate their fries. I like them. Do I love them? No. But I like them. Animal style fries with the chilies, cut up in the chili, make spice. Oh man, let those go. Get crazy and put the animal fries on the burger. What you talking about? Oh my God. It's so good. However, a Tams, you're like those, man. Those fries are a whole different level. Shan says Raising Cane's is bland outside of the sauce. Raising Cane's is not good, bro. It's not good. Like the sauce is fire, but you take that sauce and you take it to like a Dave's Hot Chicken, or you take it. Or if you are in LA, and I don't know who's in LA, who's not. I know there's a lot of Laker fans outside of LA. If you took King's sauce and you pulled up the Howlin' Rays, before stop playing. Oh my God. I'll try to tell you. If y'all have not had Howlin' Rays, and you like the hot chickens, if you like the hot chicken, the Nashville hot chicken, if you have not had Howlin' Rays, go there and tag me. Go there. Because I'm telling you. Now, their sauce is fire too. Don't get it twisted. Their comeback sauce is fire. But go ahead and get that cup from Cane's. Fill that jug of sauce up, which is just insane. I don't even know if I'd have the confidence to order that cup like without looking like a complete. But get that cup and pull up to Howlin' Rays. If you don't got a Howlin' Rays next year, then go to Dave's. Go to Dave's Hot Chicken. But let me ask you something. How many of y'all are in LA? How many of y'all are in the city limits of LA? Like, and when I say LA, like, how far are you from like Studio City or like Burbank? Let me know. Because if you are, I'm gonna put you on to a couple of things right quick. If you're driving distance to Studio City or Burbank, let me get a fire emoji in the chat because I'm gonna put y'all up on game on a couple of things. And here's the thing: if you're in LA, you're really not too far from anything distance-wise. It's traffic-wise, right? But if you're in LA and you ever come around Studio City or Burbank, Toluca Lake, like anywhere over there, let me know. Like I said, drop fire emojis. I'm gonna put y'all up on something real quick. I'm gonna put y'all up. But I'm telling you, man, Canes is eh. Canes is eh. They're sauce fuego for sure. Matt says, I think the Lake Show will be fine. Most of the team coming back, and we almost won 50 games last year. Still think we need a big center like a Brook Lopez to take the next step, though. Like I said, man, my guy is Steven Adams, man. I don't know why no one's talking about him, man. I think like that money's perfect. Houston don't need him. But man. Flippers and Celtics got a history of being fake towards players. Facts. Clippers getting what they deserve. True. Loyalty does not exist in the league, in my opinion. Front offices will always toss you aside when they feel like, yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Loyalty is up to a point, man, but you got a job to do. You got a job to do. And like I said, anyone who's ever owned a business, a successful business, ran a business, anyone can own a business. There's a difference between owning a business and running a business. Anyone who's ever ran a business, whether you owned it and ran it or someone paid you to run it, then you know that it's not personal. It's never personal. It's business. And if it's your job to run that business, whether you own it or you're paid to run it, then it's your job to make the right business decision. Loyalty is great. Loyalty is strong. Loyalty is great. But the thing is, you can give people chances and be loyal and still have to get rid of them in the end because that's just what it is. That's your job. If you don't have that in your DNA, you shouldn't take that job. But here's the thing. No one is going to sit there and have someone that's doing the opposite of everything you're telling them to do and want to keep them. It's not going to happen. But the majority of people have never been in that position to make that decision, so they judge those that are. But it's not easy. It's not easy. So loyalty to a point, yes. But at some point, you got to pull the plug. It's a business. It's not like you kicking a family member out the house for no reason. That's different. That's a different part of loyalty and being down with your peoples. But in business, you got to do what you got to do, what you're paid to do. And that's what GMs and presidents and teams do, which is why a lot of them aren't even really like around the players. They don't really have relationships with them because they don't know how to be impartial. It's not easy to go in there and you got 50 people that work for you, and all of a sudden, you know, ownership is coming in and saying you got to cut 25% of these guys. You got to lay off 50% of this crew. And you're cool, all of them going to lunch, going to happy hour. You're doing all this. Now all of a sudden you're getting this email, you're getting called in, and you got to let go of half of them. That's not easy. I've been there. It's not easy. That's not being disloyal. That's checks aren't coming for 50 people no more. They're only coming for 25. You know what I mean? So that it's not really disloyal. Now there's certain points where it's shady or there's no communication. Like if you just lay them off, don't tell them why, don't give them any type of heads up. Like that's shady. But if you're doing what has to be done, you come to them correct, you help them moving forward, you try to help them find something else, try to help them land on their feet. That's a little different. And so loyalty is different than shady. When people are shady, that's what's messed up. But business is business, man. Bridges says currently stuck in his Dodger Stadium parking lot traffic. Hey, Bridges, man, you know what? The last Dodger game I went to, bro, it took me 2 hours to get out of the parking lot. I'm never driving back, especially if you go on a giveaway night, or today's a Friday night. So you did fireworks or drone show tonight. Never go on never park on a giveaway night. Just don't do it. Go to Union Station and take the train. Take the shuttle, the bus. Me, I go to North Hollywood, I hop on the train to Union, and I take the shuttle to the stadium. I'm in and out. Quick with it. Because I'm telling you, me and my boy was in that parking lot for 2 hours trying to get out of that mug. 2 hours. I'm like it was like a Tuesday or something like that. Like it was like, man, this is whack. Daniel Berry, what's going on, my guy? Make sure to go subscribe to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, man. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Hope you're doing well. Happy to have you here, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. CP3 going to have Wemby and MVP combos. Yeah, he's perfect for a player like him, man. Perfect. Facts. Call me crazy. Harden should be a Manu at this point. Really don't think him and DeMar should be starters. Call me crazy. The tweeners at this point. They're starting level talent. I don't think that they should be a 1 or 2 option on a chip team, though. But they're starters, bro. Apparently, MPJ only plays consistently well against the Lakers. Any other team, he's average. He didn't play that great against us in the Western Conference Finals that year. Last year, he killed us every game for some reason. But prior to that, he hadn't been killing us. What most people don't talk about is that Harden has been out of shape for many seasons now, but still doing the thing he does. Imagine if he really put in the work like Kobe. Yeah, well, I mean, if a lot of guys put in the work. But you're right. He's been out of shape and kind of paying the price for it. Quality Kev says, I feel like the top players in the league are moving more towards foreigners. Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Wemby up next. Yeah, it is that wave right now. It is that wave, but it's and Wemby is going to be a whole problem. He is going to be a whole problem. But we still got Anthony Edwards, who I think is going to be special, right? Let's see if Ja can get his act together and kind of get back on point here. There's still some very, very good American-based talent that has a chance to be a potential face of the league, but something's got to go their way, right? I remember Deron Williams, Dinwiddie, Russ all had similar issues in the playoffs. For Deron Williams in 2017, awful role, though I think he was bad. Him, Spence, Russ, our point guards forced to be 3-and-D guys, yeah. But I'm talking like when when Deron first got it popping. Like I'm talking like when the Lakers were winning championships in 2009, 2010, 2011. I'm talking about Utah Jazz, Deron Williams. That boy was cold, man. D-Will could still ball, not like used to get guys like him. Yeah, but he was nasty in Utah, man. Patrick says, Jeff, is Giannis available in free agency 2 years from now? LeBron out, Giannis in. I hope no, because he signed that extension. So when he signed that extension, he took him out of 2026. Now he's not available for free agency, but if he demands out, then that's a different situation. And I said at the time when he signed that deal that he is staying with the Bucks right now, that he signed that deal. But I'm not 100% convinced that he's going to finish that deal there. And that's probably something that was discussed. Like, you get Dame, I'll sign the extension, and then if I want out, you got to get me out. And maybe that's something that they came to an agreement on. You know, maybe that's something that happened. You know, that happened with Kevin Durant, and had asked Brooklyn, the trade. They said, let's try to make this right. If not, we'll send you where you want to go. Okay, cool. So like sometimes they got these deals lined up. Paul George re-signs with OKC and then asks out, they accommodate him. So like if you take care of the team and ensure that they can get something back for you, and you do it the right way, then a lot of times they want to take care of you and they want to do things right. So maybe Giannis has that kind of worked out. But at that point, he's going to be older, right? So it's there's a potential he gets moved. But at that point, I don't know. And Dinwiddie is this pretty spotty off the bench, is a pretty spotty shooter role. They were awful simple in play. Dinwiddie's never been like a guy that to me, Dinwiddie's always been like a 5 through 8 guy, right? Like I think Spence, because he could score at times, people put like higher value on him. But Spence has never been like a top flight guy to me. Like he never has been. Quality Kev says, my guess is Lakers are looking for a starting center since JJ made it public he wants a big. I think they're looking for a quality big for sure, but looking for one and getting one are two different things. You have to wait some things out and try. I believe, here's the thing though, I think they're all on the same page. Like I think the front office, JJ, LeBron, Clutch. I think LeBron has come out and supported them. Like I think that they understand what it is, and I think when you look around the league and the free agents that are out there, I think you're seeing that guys that aren't signed right now. This is not just a Laker thing. I keep telling people this. It's not just a Laker thing. Denver letting 3 guys walk for essentially nothing and then taking in Russ on a minimum because that's all they could really do. The Clippers letting Paul George walk for nothing, kind of kicking him out of the city, right? A lot of these moves that a lot of these teams are doing. Jalen Brunson, that deal for Bridges gets done probably only because he agrees to take that massive pay cut, right? So you're seeing these things happen. And And the Lakers are catching flack for it. And Laker fans are upset and frustrated. But I think we have to be realistic here, too. It's not just the Lakers that are doing this or this is happening to. There are now, I think, 14, I think it's up to 16 teams now who have intentionally hard capped themselves at the first apron. The Lakers have not done that. They've exceeded the first apron. So everyone is calling the Lakers cheap or don't do this, won't do that. They're doing things that these other teams won't do. Teams that have more money than them, they're doing it. No one's talking about that because they don't know it. But it's a simple truth. So while, yes, they need to figure it out, they need to figure out how to make these moves. The Clippers were a second apron team. The Phoenix Suns were a second apron team. The Milwaukee Bucks are a second apron team. The Boston Celtics are a second apron team. The Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, Timberwolves, all these teams were above the first apron teams. They still figured out ways to make moves. So while I'm giving the Lakers credit for willing to go past the line that some of these teams are willing to this year, I'm not giving them the credit yet for being able to figure out how to do it once they're there. And that's what remains to be seen. So I got a whole video coming on that. I don't want to spill too much on that, but I understand where they are, you know. What I don't understand is what their plans are next. That's what I don't understand. So the next video is going to be fun for that one. Can Steve Adams shoot threes? No, he can't shoot threes, and you won't need him to. You won't need him to. You got AD can be at times a perimeter big, and if he can save those energy from having to bump all of those bigger bigs, I think we can get back to where his jump shot could be more readily available. So no, he can't shoot threes, but you got Christian Wood for that. You need that monster big, that strong dude to keep guys off their position, to not let them get to their spots, to get those offensive rebounds, to get those defensive rebounds, to take hard fouls. You need a guy like that. Let's see. Can we rely on Steven Adams to stay healthy, though? I mean, when you're looking out there, it's kind of slim pickings now, relying on guys to stay healthy. If you're out there, you're looking at a Robert Williams III, you got the same problem. If you're looking at a Steven Adams, you got the same problem. Clint Capella has numerous knee injuries. Like if you're any big that's tied to the Lakers has injury concerns. It just is what it is. You're gonna have to take a gamble on someone. Rui Hachimura had injury problems before the Lakers got him. They got him. He still has injury problems. Jared Vanderbilt, injury problems. These are things that are just common in today's game. You can't go out there and get a guy at a good value contract. He's on a kind of good value for a reason. If Robert Williams was healthy all the time and playing every game like he was supposed to, he'd have a bigger deal from Boston that he got than traded to Portland. He'd be paid more. Same for Steven Adams. He'd be paid more. But you got to roll the dice on it. Every big that they're potentially linked to has injury concerns. But guess what? Anthony Davis has injury concerns. LeBron James has injury concerns. Rui Hachimura has injury concerns. Jared Vanderbilt has injury concerns. Gabe Vincent was out all of last year. Christian Wood couldn't play the rest of the season. Cam Reddish, injury concerns. The whole team has injury concerns. While it makes it difficult to want to go get someone else who has injury concerns, the whole league at this point has injury concerns. The whole league does. Aquaman in Hollywood would be perfect. I don't hear no one talking about him. I just he can't shoot the three. He's not a rim runner per se, but he does things that could make AD's life a lot easier for 15 or so minutes a game, 15, 20 minutes a game. And in certain matchups would be great. Have him out there for a lot against Joker, Embiid, those guys, Nurkic, Gobert, like the guys that he can just get up there and just start shoving dudes. Like save that energy for AD. Like he's not an all-star, he's not a star. But he does what the Lakers would need. If we get PJ Tucker, it would be the first time an NBA team has two 40-year-olds on the roster. We already got a father and son, which is also the first time in the NBA. I don't see a world where we get PJ Tucker. So the Clippers' next move is trying to get rid of him. He's what, $11.5 million a year. You had to pay to get off of Russ's contract. What are you gonna have to pay to get that contract off your books? And then if he's bought out, I don't know why the Lakers would want him. You're gonna free up the Lakers. Are gonna have to pay to get a guy off their roster just to get PJ Tucker. So yeah, I know you're kidding, but I'm just saying people have asked me that, and I'm like, no. Man, I was thinking about the Giants, but I'm excited for our receivers if Daniel Jones can return to playoff form. No, I get it. Just our bad luck, man. This was driving me nuts with them. Yeah, Chris to go. Oh, Chris to go, man. I've told you that I've worked with some of the greatest engineers in the world, some of the greatest producers in the world, some of the greatest artists in the world. Like I have worked with, right? Chris is the greatest graphic designer I've ever worked with. He's incredible, hands down. Incredible. That's why I, gave him the name the graphic god. Like that's exactly what he is. He is a graphic god. I dare you and challenge you to find someone better. There just isn't. He's incredible. Shout out to Chris, man. Incredible. Quality says, do you listen to Trevor Lane or Alan Sliwa? Yeah, I mean, obviously they're Trevor Lane is the voice of Laker Nation, essentially, right? The biggest channel in the game. Been doing this forever. So when I have time, I do my best to support. Shout out to Sean as well. That's my guy. I don't personally know Trevor. I talk to Sean more. But great show, obviously. Great thing they're running over there. Respecting Ryan. I mean, that's what everyone aspires to be, is Lakers Nation, right? So shout out to them. So I do watch them. I don't catch every single episode just because of my schedule. I do like the front office show too. He has with Keith. Shout out to him, Keith Smith, incredible. Sliwa, I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't really watch him on YouTube, just because it's hard to support like my friends that do channels, plus the heavy hitters, and then still get the hits. It's just one of those things where he hasn't cracked my rotation yet. That's just it though, just time. However, I will say this: I listen to him on the radio. If I'm in the car, when it's Lakers halftime or post game or his show, then I listen to him in the car. I listen to him on the radio, but I don't watch him on YouTube. If that makes sense to me, I found him on the radio, listen to him on the radio. That's where I listen to him. Obviously, Trevor Lane is, well, probably at some point should and might be on radio. If I ever got a radio station, I would try to recruit Trevor Lane. I think he's great at it. I think that's a goal of his, if I'm not mistaken. It's a goal of mine. Like he would be like, if I ever had a radio station or got recruited to do a show and was asked who to partner up with, he'd be a great one to do it with, right? There's plenty of guys to be great to do it with. But what I'm saying is, like, I watch Trevor, I watch Lakers Nation, I watch the front office show and listen to that when I can. But Sliwa on the radio, I haven't really checked his show on YouTube, which I think is the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm still supporting. Tams or Louisburger. Oh, man. Louis is good. So, like, okay, so we could talk about the burgers, but then we can get to the burritos, man. Like, we could get to the East LA joints like Lupe's or, oh, man, the bean and cheese burritos are the classic hood spots. What you know about Tapiac, man? Come on, man. There's just so many. Tams is... Louis is good. I've been to all of them, bro. I've been to all of them. I'm telling you, man, I think like anytime you just go to a hood burger spot, I don't think you can go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong. Yeah, you just really can't. They're all incredible, man. Let's see. Those post-Kobe seasons were still sold out despite all that losing. Facts. Chris says, Hood Burger. I know exactly what you mean. Astro Burger. Yep. Eaglewood. A1 Burger. Crenshaw. Yep. What's the man? There's so many good spots, man. So many good hood spots. So many. The Hood Burger is always going to be a classic, though. I miss those Cavs versus Warriors consecutive finals appearances. There's a time when you miss them because the history of it. You lived it, right? So when you have like the history of those series, when you have like the when you like, I didn't get to see all those Lakers Celtics all those years, Lakers Pistons, all those runs of those teams playing like consecutively. Like I saw the Bulls and the Jazz back to back. I saw, the Lakers never matched up with the same team twice in their three-peat run. Obviously, Lakers played the Celtics twice in 2008 and 2010. But outside of that, like, that's only been the real, like, rivalry finals matchup in a lot of people's lifetimes. And I don't know if we'll ever see one like that again for a while. Dino's Red Chicken. Yeah, that's a legendary spot too. Facts. Shan says, before Steph dominated, was it important for a point guard to have a jumper? Yeah, to have a jumper to be able to hit a shot. Yeah, but like the way he went about it was just totally different. But your point guard should be able to make shots, because if you had a point guard who was able to penetrate, get guys open, create shots for others, but couldn't shoot, then they could take away the penetration and try to force him to shoot. So yeah, shooting was important. What made Magic Johnson, for instance, special was he wasn't a great shooter, but he could post you up. Like, so he could play, he could post up all the point guards, but still handle the ball and get assists and rebounds and all that stuff. So if you're another point guard, didn't have the size, couldn't shoot, then they could kind of take away some of what you could do for real. Let's see. 100. Anyone can own a business, but if you got balls to make the big decisions, F those. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between, a lot of people think they know what it's like to run a business, or they think they know, or they think they could, or they think they can handle the pressure, or they think they know what it's like to deal with employees. What you know about the company not having enough for payroll, and you got to come out of your own pocket, got to run to your bank, take like, what do you know about making sacrifices and all the things you got to do, your time, your effort, working on holidays, all kinds of different things you got to do, like, to run a business. Now, I have been blessed enough in my life to have my own, run other people's business so well, to a point that I become a partner in that business. Like, here's the thing. Great businesses can still fail. Great partnerships can still fail. It's not always about loyalty. It's about bad luck. It's about a market. It's about all these different things that can happen. But the amount of people who think it's easy, until you do it, you have no clue what you're talking about. And it is a whole different animal when you can't just clock in when it's your time to get there, clock out when it's your time to clock out, and the place don't exist till you get back there the next day. It's a totally different situation when all the decisions and all the blame go through you and all the pressure. Loyalty is important, and you should never be shady. But loyalty is for what's best for the company, because that benefits everyone in the company. For the person in that role, now, one of the employees or worker, that's not their problem, nor should it be. And ownership and managers should not make them act like it is, because they're paid to do their job. And if they're doing their job well, and the managers aren't doing their job well, that's on the manager, that's on ownership, so it's different, right? But at the end of the day, it's easier said than done to blame people who are in those positions when people have never done it. It's tough. Exactly. People kept information from you, that's shady. Yeah, they keep information from me for sure. That's incredibly shady. Let's see. Purple and gold. Genie is all business mode right now, to be honest. Ticket sales, endorsements, TV ratings, etc. That's it. Purple and gold, you're right. But you know what? That was her job. That's her role. That's what she was supposed to be doing. She was never supposed to be the final voice in basketball decisions. She was never supposed to be that. The late, great Dr. Jerry Buss, who I think is the greatest owner and earner in team sports history from the Lakers' perspective of what he built it to. Not earner from a standpoint of billions and billions, but I'll talk about what he came from and what he did. The greatest. But he made mistakes. And wanting his son to live on his legacy was a mistake. Because if he installed the right person there, if he never let Jerry West get away, which Jerry West probably was going to anyways, because he was literally making himself sick. But if he had left that in the right hands, Jeannie wouldn't be in the situation where she had to fire her brother, where she had to take over. She wouldn't be in that position. She was never meant for that position. She was supposed to run exactly what you just said, Purple and Gold. The business, the brand, not on-court decisions. That was never supposed to be her. Now, the fact that it wasn't supposed to be her only goes so long. She's got to correct that. She's got to fix that. And maybe she does. But she was never supposed to be in that spot. So when people sit there and act like Dr. Buss, who is a god to me, to act like he didn't make mistakes too. She's operating this team a lot of the same ways that Dr. Bus did. But a lot of people don't know that. And that's okay. Bridget says, I always do the Union Station, but my girl got free parking today. Even with that, it ain't worth it. Shaking my head. If someone gives me free parking, I'm trying to sell that joint. I'll try to flip that for a beer or something, or a couple of beers. And I'm still taking that damn train, man. Matt says, Wemby could really be the greatest. Yeah, he's got crazy skills. Giannis, an AD in 2027. That'd be crazy. John Morant already killing it with his hot shooting. Here he goes. That says Giannis and AD. Giannis has a player option for 27-28. What's up, Bloodhound? Yeah, he does. And like I said, he may be traded before that. I don't know, but he signed that extension now. Lakers just aren't as rich. Lakers are high revenue, but cash poor owners. Facts. Shan says, I said Kuz because, yeah, he not perfect, but he far more. Yeah. No, I get Kuz. I get what you're saying. But like I said, with Braun at the 4, AD at the 5. I know everyone wants AD at the 4 and Braun at the 3, but Braun can't play the 3, which is why he's got to play the 4 and why AD has to play the 5. Now, Braun can play the 1, the 3, the whatever on offense. When it comes down to defense, he's the 4 on defense. So I know people like to speak on positionless basketball and use it as like an argument, but it's a mute point. Positionless basketball is on offense, not on defense. Joker essentially plays the point center on offense, but you don't see that boy guarding any point guards on defense. You know what I'm saying? So people got to come correct with that. Using positionless offense as an escape in a debate or an argument is foolish. It's foolish, and it separates who knows ball and who doesn't. Let's see. Shan says he is more mobile than Rui. Yes, he's not stronger than Rui though. But yeah, he is more mobile than Rui. But he's not he's more of a 4 right now. If you look at the last couple of years, he's predominantly played the 4. Chris says, let it be known that Empire Jeff TV is the first to talk about Steve and Adam. I mean, I'm talking about it doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But yeah, he's a guy I could see. Like, he's a guy I could see. He's one of those under the radar things that I think that could happen. Will it? I have no idea. But when you're looking out there, guys that could potentially be had, the price is right. Keep an eye on him, man. Let's see, Master Burger, but be careful. What's up, Festo? But be careful. It is true. Festo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. Lewis, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. Louis says they need a better GM. Rob is trash. Here's the thing. I don't think they need a better GM. I think they need a true president. I think Rob as a GM is fine. Making the day-to-day calls, checking in with teams, knowing the CBA, being the P's and Q's guy, the day-to-day. I think that's fine. I think he's fine as a GM. The problem with Rob is that he's not a president. He shouldn't be the president. He shouldn't be the face of the basketball operations side. I think as a GM, I think he's solid. But he shouldn't be both roles. There needs to be a guy that's the final decision maker in the basketball operations department that's not Pelinka, in my opinion. KD, what's up, man? Say, hey, Jeff, got in late. Rough day at work. Hey, man, it be that way sometimes. I know what that's like. I always say this, though, and this is key. And when I talk basketball, I sometimes try to, in my travels, in my journey of life, I try to share some experiences for me that work nowadays. I'll tell you this, KD. I've had some of my worst days professionally, some of my worst days at work. And when I got home, my wife had no idea because I don't take it home. I don't take home to work, and I don't take work home. You come home, that's the reward. It's what you go put all that work in, put all that time, all that preparation, that grind. Is when you leave and you're done for the day or night or morning, whatever it is, when you get home, that's what you work so hard for. It's for that. So going home and bringing whatever nonsense you're dealing with, don't do it. Don't do it. I used to. I learned. I had to retrain my mind on this some time ago. And when I started doing that, your peace is so much more present. So if you had a rough day at work, just remember it's work. It's work. And maybe it'll be rough again tomorrow, but doesn't mean your night has to be rough. Doesn't mean when you get home it's got to be rough. Leave it there. It's going to be waiting for you tomorrow. Go enjoy your off time. Go enjoy your peoples. Go enjoy your family. Enjoy it. Get back to that nonsense later. You're paid to deal with it when you're there. You're not paid to deal with it when you're not. Deal with it there. Come home, celebrate what you worked so hard for. Then put your game face on. Go kick ass tomorrow. That's what you got to do. Don't bring it home. And you'll find you'll be at a lot more peace. And when I tell you some of the worst days, I've had some horrible, horrible situations I've had to navigate. And some very, very, very stressful, very high pressure. I've worked in very high pressure environments. Very chaotic at times. But I thrive in chaos. Chaos don't affect me. And this isn't someone talking like people that just talk the talk because it sounds cute. Like, I got a resume of this. You know what I mean? Like, I really do thrive in chaos. But everyone's panicking and freaking out. All those guys that talk about how strong and brave and no quit and all fight and never give up, they're the first to give up. Trust me. So, like, for some reason, and this isn't something that I was like decided myself. You're just born with this. Like, being able to like process pressure and thrive under it. That's not, I can't take credit for that. Like, I was just who I am. Like, I was born with that. So it's like, I got some stories I could tell you, man. You'd be like, what? Like, yeah, some of the things, man. But you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, if I can come home from that and no one know about it, then trust me. Don't bring it home. Trust me. Patrick says, Jeff, did you have a family run-in with Kenneth Fareed? Oh, man, the Fareed one. Nah. Festo says, facts. Work is home is home. Yeah, not work. Facts. Work is not home and home is not work. Facts, man. But they go hand in hand as far as, you know, you go to work to provide for home and you come home from work to enjoy home. But at the same time, you got to focus on each while you're in it. You got to focus on work when you're at work. You got to focus at home when you're at home. People who bring work home too much and don't focus on home, they disrupt their home. They disrupt their peace. And people who bring too much home to work disrupts their ability to earn, disrupts their credibility, disrupts their reputation. These are all facts. These are all facts. Just got to learn it. What's going on again, Big Baby? Appreciate you, man. Make sure to sub to Big Baby Sports, man. He's been popping in and out tonight. Make sure to go subscribe to him. I think the more Pelinka and Genie or the front office in general talk about trades and market, the more they expose themselves to be leveraged by other teams. Well, here's the thing, though, Patrick. This is why I told you when I tell you guys, go check out We Talk Mavs, go check out these. They all do it. They all do it. You sit here and listen to all the teams. You heard Sham was talking earlier about how the Clippers were talking about the type of point guard they want. Like when you're hearing the type of player that Toronto wants and Brooklyn wants, they all talk about it. They all talk about it. Lakers are no different. What the Lakers messed up, I'm gonna leave this brief because, like I said, I got a video coming on this. Where the Lakers messed up, where they mess up, is they talk about plans they may do in the future that don't happen, which I understand plans change or things can change. But the problem is they get this fan base on the hook for it. The fan base thought the Lakers were going to trade 3 picks this summer. Now, it probably was never really, really realistic because there wasn't a player available that the Lakers should trade those 3 picks for. But the fan base only heard that they're going to get a star. They don't understand, for the most part, that it takes 2 to tango and the players have to be available. They just heard, oh, we're going to have 3 picks this summer. We're getting someone because Kendrick Perkins said so. And because Pelinka said that they'll have 3 picks available. What he said was it'll be easier to get a player in the summer. And it would be if they were available. Donovan Mitchell never became available. There really hasn't been another guy out there that's worthy of 3 unprotected first-round picks, pick swaps, and all that. There's not a guy out there that's available for that. That's worth it. Like, I'm sorry, but giving up on our entire draft capital for Lauri Markkanen does not make sense to me. He's a good player. He's not that guy. He's not that dude. He's not an AD. That's what you give up all those picks for. An AD. Not a Lauri Markkanen. Definitely not a Walker Kessler. Definitely not a Trae Young. Hell no, not a Zach LaVine. No. Now, can you split those picks up and go get other pieces and parts? Yes. But you're thinking about who's that next guy going to be post Braun. You're going to need those picks. You're going to need it. Shan says, Dame never struck me as a winning player. His loyalty, in my opinion, stemmed more out of fear and comfort rather than true loyalty. That's fact, Shan. And it was more about getting the most money he could be, getting absolutely zero blame, building his own legacy, and then dipping when he got his final contract from Portland. Which is why I've been known for forever saying that Dame is full of, you know it. That was kind of what I was known for my first whole year on YouTube, was saying that phrase. Good old Portland. What's up, Portland? What's going on, Portland? I've been saying Dame is full of it, man. He is. And you're right. You're right. Cat can get moved, and I think he might. You got to understand that this new CBA is scaring the heck out of people, man. These teams are not playing with it. And Minnesota, and that's why Tim Connolly didn't do a long-term extension or a long-term commitment to Minnesota, is because he wants to see what that team is going to look like. So I could see, Cat getting moved this year. They've got, I mean, especially with Nas, like they may be better with Nas Reed on the floor, and he's cheaper, and I have to pay him again. So yeah, I think there's a decent chance that Cat could be outro. He could be outro for sure. Imagine a Cat for BI trade. Yeah, I mean, all possible, man, for sure. Pat Bev signed overseas. That's hilarious. Forget ran out of the league. My man was ran out of the country. That's hilarious, man. But drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. We would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We would greatly appreciate that as well. Again, I apologize for my prolonged absence. Like I said, I've got some family stuff going on. I've got some stuff at work going on. Schedule has been very tough. Very hard to lock in on YouTube. So appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy and coming back on my first night back. Appreciate everyone checking in on me. Thank you guys. Family, thanks you guys. And hope to have, more videos up soon. Just been difficult of late. So shout out to the Dodgers for getting that, not a walk-off, but a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth by Freddie Freeman and pulling off the 4-1 win over the Red Sox. Not a lot, obviously, going on with the Lakers right now, but I do got some videos planned for this. Tonight, I just pressed record. I went live. I had no strategy. Just pulled up to talk Lakers and Dodgers. And Dodgers back at it again with the Red Sox tomorrow night. Tomorrow? I don't even know what time it is tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow. So that'll be exciting. And I'll be back a couple times this weekend, probably, hopefully, to catch up with you guys. But definitely want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night. Drop a like on the video on the way out. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter as well. I've seen y'all been rocking heavy this whole show. So shout out to you guys. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in and welcome me back here tonight. You have a good rest of your night. You'll have a great Saturday. And I'll be talking to you guys soon, man. Go Dodgers. Go Lakers in the Summer League. Go Team USA. And thank you guys again. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good one.